Eoghan Corry is still on the line of Air and Travel magazine. Eoghan, does this system now hasten the need for a vaccine passport system of travel? Because you'd imagine it's going to be very hard to unwind hotel quarantines while there is still some level of risk. Now that they're there, it'll be hard to get rid of them. And you will still want to get back to some level of international travel before the risk disappears entirely.
Absolutely, Kieran. It's devastating for international travel. If, for instance, those Asian services are affected, it will have a major impact on Irish exporters. They're one of the main two of the main export channels out of the country. So it is really important that this be short term. It's not applied elsewhere in Europe at all. I think the narrative we get in Ireland is often fed by England, which applied it, but Cyprus and Hungary applied it for UK passengers, Greece if there's a positive test, Iceland if you don't have a local address, and Norway for non-Norwegians. So we're really moving in a direction here which isn't shared by the rest of Europe, and the Irish have been doing hotel quarantine anyway. There have been about 12,000 people, Kieran, who've come into Ireland at a time when you do your self-isolation. Were unable to self-isolate because they didn't have an address here. Very often a company had brought them in. So we have put 12,000 people through non-mandatory hotel quarantine, if that makes sense. So there is a record of this working, not just in Australia and New Zealand, but working here. But certainly it's a very cumbersome and very expensive, not just for the passenger, but for the government, because the hotel contract stipulates a certain amount of security staff and the transport and all of the other headaches that the hotel must bear, which are expensive and which the taxpayer is paying for very little effect, because the number of imported cases, as Leo Varadkar and people have been saying all along, has been very, very low.